What's going on, YouTube? Today we're working on a weed whacker string trimmer. It's a Stihl FS55 RC. Many of the landscaping companies use the FS, I think it's the FS80, which is a 80 or 85. It's a commercial model. This is more, I bought it at a Stihl dealer about 6 years ago. This is more of a residential. Biggest difference between this and the FS80 is that the 55 RC has a flexible shaft down to the trimmer head, whereas the 80 that has a steel shaft. So, but as far as longevity, the steel shaft is better, but I haven't had any issues with that. What I have had issues with, this thing would warm up, it'd heat up, and it would die once it got to operating temperature, and it would not restart. And of course, every time I took it to the dealer, it worked great, and he had no problems with it. So he said, okay, you know, it's operator issue, operator error, that kind of stuff. So I take it home, use it, and you know, it would die again. So I went back and we did that dance about 3 times, and finally I said, come on outside with me. So I warmed it up and it died, and I said, no, you start it. So and I also said, and you tell me what I did wrong, because you know, he was saying, oh, you got to run this thing full throttle, which I always do, and you know, all those things that they like to say is the fault of the stupid homeowner. Many times it is, but not in this case. So we're going to do some cleanup work on this Stihl model and get it running. But in the case of that issue I had, it was a faulty ignition. So they replaced the ignition module, and what do you know? And it's kind of funny, after he replaced it, that he said, oh, we went out, I talked to the Stihl rep, and they have lots of these coming back for the same issue. But, you know, but I'm the idiot. So, alright, well, let's get working on this. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if it starts. We're going to string it up, but let's see if we can get this thing to run. Likes choke. Always has. Let's put it down. As you can see, it's, hopefully you can see that it's really smoking, but that's because I put Seafoam in there. So let's get it going again. I now prefer Seafoam as opposed to stable or anything else. Seafoam in the gas, two strokes, so we mix it. But I add Seafoam, let it run, and that seems to negate the effects of ethanol and all that other crap that they're putting in our fuels. So that's pretty good, because I haven't used this thing in about almost a year. Because I've got another Echo that I use, and we'll see how that starts up. But first job is I gotta get this, take a look at the filter and go. So the air cleaner's right here. Just push on this thumb, and that opens up like that. Cover comes right off. Here's our filter. That looks pretty. Actually, doesn't look too bad at all. There's a little bit of stuff on there, but doesn't look bad at all. And inside there, it looks real good. I'm going to wind up putting a new filter on there. I don't have one, but at least I know that this one isn't clogged and it can breathe. What we're doing is we're tightening the handle, because the handle is loose and the power head is spinning, is vibrated, so it's spinning on the shaft here a little bit. There's 2 screws. There's 2 screws up under here, right under the trigger, that you have to keep tight. A lot of people don't think about them, but look how loose these are. And these things they just vibrate loose. This is probably going to be hard to see because of the light, but here's the trimmer head and the bump advance. Now to get this off, there's a thing you gotta push in. It's really hard plastic. Usually I just try to get one side pop free. This might take some doing. There's one side, and there's the other. Now there's the cover, and this just stopped advancing because it got all stuck. So you can see here, this folded over itself, and it wouldn't come out. Oh, that's all my fault because I'm the one that did it. So I'm gonna have to redo this. Redo it. How this works is it tells you which way the line goes in that direction. So I wound the line in that direction, but it wound up coiling over itself. So let's start over. We'll start this process over. And this is a little different too because the line goes into that hole. See how that works? A little hole there, so you put the line in there. The way that 805 Road King was doing it, his was a different model, so this works a little differently. This one you gotta do it like that, and then you wrap it up. Now, since I've got line, this line is from last year, I'm gonna try to reuse it because I've got trimming to do. They'll have these little clips, and you just it'll hold the wire for you. So we'll just undo this side, and we'll be back at you. Alright, so we're going to snap that in there, and we're going to hold that. Wrong side, this side. I really pay attention to what you're doing on this stuff, because I tell you what, it can be frustrating if you're not thinking about it. Alright, so that goes like that. This goes into the top. Just like so. Like so. Snap that baby on. Let's see if she works. All you guys out there who think you're real cool, you don't use a string trimmer without a set of these. These are like $3 at Home Depot. $2.99. $2.99, and you can have your eyesight forever. Always wear these. Always. That's pretty good though, starting without any choke. We're back in business. Stay tuned for part 2 when we work on the Echo.